Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to talk about 5 ways to elevate your holiday glam. If you're doing makeup for Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, anything where you feel like you want to take it up a little bit without being on the tacky side, these are going to be 5 ways to elevate your look so that it is nice and simple, but still super chic. So if that's something you're into, make sure to keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe because I upload every other day and that'll be the best way to stay up to date on all the fun stuff I'm posting. So if you want to jump into 5 ways to elevate your holiday glam, stay tuned. First and foremost, this is going to be the easiest thing to do, and that is gloss. I feel like we are so matte focused, and lately the lips have been really glossy, and I think that that's really good, and especially if you're doing a holiday red. I put on a red lipstick for another video, which I'm not sure if it's gone up already or not, but my lip was matte in that video, and I felt like it needed a little bit of something. So I grabbed a little bit of this gloss. This is Light My Fire from Beauty For Real. It has a little bit of gold flecks in it, and it is a nice red, like cherry red gloss. Adding a little bit of this red gloss on top just gives you that like super plump, healthy, voluminous lip. And because it has a tiny bit of peppermint in it, it's a little tingly and a little plumping without being painful. So it just helps to level up your lip game. Now I love all of their glosses and I've been talking about them on my channel for years. This one just happens to be my favorite when it comes to this kind of a soft red. They have one called Rebel that is a vampy, like bricky purple red that I love wearing in October. But for this time of year with that like classic red lip, this is the way I like to go. The next tip is glitter, and there's ways to use glitter with having it being nice and bold and not having it be over the top. So I'm going to grab an eye glitter. This is the House Laboratories in the shade Glam Attack. No, Glam Attack is the product. It's the Glam Attack Liquid Shadow in the shade Legend, and it is a gold. I already have a gold eyeshadow on, but this is just going to take it to the next level. The way I like to apply this is I start at the inner corner, and I feather it up the crease, really creating that like defined cut crease effect. And then once I get to the edge, I like to take a brush and just gently pat it out. And I will trace that crease just to make sure that I get that nice smooth cut crease line. And I'm going to kind of keep my eye like this for about a minute until it dries down. But do you see already the difference from one to the other? This one is just so much bolder, but it's not super sparkly, and that's what I like. It really elevates that like holiday glittery glam sparkle without being too over the top. That's going to be my biggest advice for holiday makeup in general, is not to go too literal with your theme. I was on TikTok the other day, and a video that Leslie put up, and I'll link her to TikTok down below, talking about holiday glam and how you don't need to take it literally. Just because it's, the Christmas season does not mean you need to roll around in glitter or do like obvious green and red. You can take it in a little more of a subtle, elevated way. This is a combination that you can wear with a black dress all year round. It doesn't have to be very Christmassy. But when you wear it on Christmas, it does feel very holiday appropriate. The next advice is level up your glow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the Wet n Wild Highlighting Gold Bar in the color Mega Glow. And I'm just going to grab a fluffy brush. And I'm going to take what I don't normally do, which is a gold highlight. And I'm going to add a little bit to the cheek, because this is actually going to be tip number 4 as well. And that is keep it monochromatic. A really easy way to go overboard, like I was saying, is to go tacky. And the easiest way for that to happen is by throwing a bunch of different colors and champagne highlight and gold glitter and a white inner corner. And if you take the time to really layer your colors, give yourself gold on the eyes, a soft gold on the cheek. I put a little bit of, there was that gold micro glitter inside of the gloss. It just kind of brings everything together and makes the whole thing feel more elevated and more chic. And the last piece of advice is to really enhance the eyes. I'm going to grab, this is the Starlit Powder in the shade 13 from Makeup Forever. I'm going to take this on a super tiny little brush and I'm going to pop this on the inner corner. This is a champagne-y gold color, And like I said earlier, we really want to make sure when you're going for holiday that you're going for that monochromatic vibe. And right now the inner corners are a little more frosty white. I'm going to take this color and I'm going to pat it right on top. And on camera, it's definitely going to look a little bit more on the white side, but in person it has this golden reflect to it that really matches with everything else. And then I'm going to close the eye and I'm actually going to feather that over that cream shadow so that it all blends together. And then with the tip, I'm just going to slightly buff it into the lower lash to soften it. And see how that just instantly makes the eyes look bigger, makes it look more awake, and just adds that little extra something so that the eyes are the statement, even though we're wearing a bold red lip. Now, as always, I do want to give you the caveat with my advice, or the grain of salt kind of advice. This is what I find works for me, and this is something that I like doing on myself or on other people, especially around the holidays. I like when you take these little ways of elevating. This is something that I would wear year round, but that little bit of gloss on the lip, that extra glitter on the eye, that tiny bit of inner corner just helps to elevate it a little bit more, so that not only does it feel really glam and really well put together and really beautiful, but it also feels really appropriate for the holiday. It's one thing if you like taking loose, chunky gold and green and red glitter, mixing it together and putting it on your cheekbones, do it. There is nothing wrong with that. That's just not the vibe I like to go for. I like simple and refined and elegant. I still want my skin to look like skin. I still want to have that perfected look, but I don't want it to be too over the top in theme. Now again, a lot of times I'm doing my makeup on YouTube for you, so I'll do things a little bit extra, more than I would do going out into the world, but I do always tell you, this is something that you can wear to a party, but maybe not something that I would wear every night of the week. But again, and this is the biggest piece of advice I can give you, if you like it, do it. If you want to put on 4 highlighters like I used to, for me, 2, 3, maybe even 4 years ago, I would put this highlighter down. Then I would take a loose highlighter on top. Then I would take a glitter on my inner corner, and I would just do more is more is more. And now I've really softened that approach. I don't do quite as much, and I'm really much happier with how everything turns out and looks together. And if this is not your vibe and you think that the highlight is still a little intense, grab some setting spray, mist everything over the face, and then just grab your sponge and press it in. This is going to melt everything together to even take what I did down a little bit. It's going to soften the complexion. It's going to press the bronzer and the blush into each other. It's going to soften the highlight, and it's just going to meld everything together so it's even more subtle. And even though we just added a step that's going to make the look more subtle, it still feels very glam and it still feels very holiday. So I would love to hear your tips down below. I love when I see you all engage with each other in the comments, giving each other advice, answering each other's questions if you get to it before I do. I know I've been bad about answering comments, but I promise I will be better, especially leaning into the end of this year and into next year. That is my resolution, to answer my comments so much better. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!